Hi folks, welcome to the third midweek reflection for July. Those of you who know me will probably have clocked by now that I have three main interests. One obviously is family, the other is church and faith, and the third is Rotary. And what I want to do in this chat is talk to you a bit about my Rotary involvement and activity. Now, I'm going to have to ask for your indulgence because I'm going to jump about screens a bit. But what I want to do is, first of all, let you see this screen. That's fine. I am a member of the Rotary Club of Kirriemuir. I've been its secretary for too long, and I was also and I'm still its environmental officer. Now, the Rotary Club of Kirriemuir is part of Rotary clubs from the 5th of Forth to Shetland, and I was also the environment officer for that area, and I've spoken to maybe 60 to 70 different Rotary clubs over the past 10 years. I'm also a member of the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group, and that's what I want to talk about today and to share with you just a little about why I think the environment is important. ESRAG, is what we call ourselves, has about 1,700 members. We're divided into 13 geographical areas, which for some reason are called chapters, but I don't like. I would just call them regions. In America, we have West North America, Central North America, and Eastern North America. We have Latin America, and we have Brazil. Great Britain and Ireland is a chapter. Europe is a chapter. East Europe is a chapter. India is a chapter. The Philippines and Indonesia is a chapter. Africa, I forgot about Africa. Africa is a chapter. Japan, China is a chapter. And what we call Oceania. So that's Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands are also chapters. For the past 2 years, I have been the coordinator of the chairs of these 13 chapters. Now I am membership convener, and within that context, it's my job to try to retain members, to attract members, and to make the members we have more aware of and more committed to sustaining the environment. Right, now I want to show you a video if technology allows me. And so I'll have to come out of that. You still there? Good. And go back into another screen. And it's this screen that I want to share with you. And I want to press that and see if that works.
The science is clear. Climate change is happening now. It is serious and life-threatening. Humans have caused it.
We know how to fix it. The environmental tide is turning. We need to act quickly, ambitiously, and sustainably. We need to act together. Is it the truth?
Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation support addressing the causes of climate change.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Our planet, children, grandchildren, and people Rotary works hardest to serve will shoulder the consequences of our current actions. Actions to mitigate and adapt help us, future generations, and the planet.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Our work is already building goodwill and better friendships around the planet.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Consider the impact of our actions and projects on today's and future generations.
ESRAG has a climate roadmap. Increase our impact by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Engage through carbon emission reduction and nature-based solutions. Expand our reach through partnerships. Adapt by aligning our investments.
Consistent with the types of climate actions that Rotary Foundation has chosen to fund through its global grant guidelines, ESRAG supports Rotary's engagement to reduce greenhouse gas levels on the atmosphere by reducing emissions and increasing carbon sequestration. and to help communities build resilience to adverse climate impacts for which mitigation is not enough.
So that's just a very brief introduction. I think that what motivates me most is the concern for future generations. And I look at my grandchildren and I want them to know as much of the planet as I have known and enjoyed. So, that's the wrong slide. I'm just going to stop sharing there and I'll go back and I'll share again. And I'll stick a pin in a slide. And I think I'll go for that one and see how that works. Yeah, we're cooking by gas. So that's the map, the overview. 13 geographical regions, about 15, 16, 1700 members. How we work is we communicate, and we communicate mainly using Zoom. At the top left there, Yavuz is in Monterey in California, and he is the president of ESRAG for this year. There's me to the top right with always take the chance to try and advertise Angus and Kirriemuir. So I've got the backdrop of the back hills and the Airlie Monument and the town. David Braun lives in 2 hours south of Sydney in Australia. Caroline DeWitt lives in Toronto, and Shafaz Ozi lives in Istanbul. And they form the membership team working with me to try to encourage people to join and become members. And that was a meeting that I had Monday lunchtime. And then in the evening, there was another meeting, this time with people from mainly America, Joe, Laurie, Yavuz, Tim, Ariel, Karen are all American. Agoti is in India. Caroline and Maggie are in Canada. And I can't remember where Martina and Eva are. And this was a meeting about communication and how we involve people and communicate the message of ESRAG and caring for the environment and creating an environment that our children will know, love, and flourish in. So what are the kind of things that people do? Well, one of the big projects is called Operation Pollination, and that's to try and save the pollinators, quote, the little things that run the world, the bees, the pollinators, the butterflies, the birds. And so people are encouraged to plant a pollinator garden. And even if it's just one plant, then that's sufficient. Helping restore land to pollinator habitat. And we're seeing that increasingly in Angus. Present a school program, like handing out native wildflower seed packets to children in schools. And we've done that at Inverarity, where the youngsters all got sunflower seeds to plant. The use of pesticides, huge issue. Pesticides may kill the weeds, but they kill everything else as well. Preventing food waste. Food waste is really an American project, but it's a challenge that goes right to the tables of every one of us. How much food do we waste? There's enough food wasted in the world to feed the world without any problems. Plant-rich diet. There's a concern that increasingly meat and the production of meat is having a negative effect on the environment and on climate change. And so people are encouraging to move towards a plant-rich diet. The Clean Cooking Project is an interesting one in Africa, where people tend to cook on open fires. Then the heat used, the smoke produced, etc., has a very negative effect. And it's possible to produce cooking stoves that reduce all of that considerably. Moving to clean energy. I drive an electric car. We have solar panels on the roof. I have a hybrid electric gas heat pump. I use electricity from a 100% renewable source. SRAG's Every Club Climate Friendly, the Rotary Club of Kirriemuir has done this. That's assessing our carbon footprints. And, you know, I don't think that we can afford to fly to the extent that we fly. Okay, flying to family, but flying on business, I don't think that's on. Planting trees, having just said you shouldn't fly. In 2019, my wife and I flew to New Zealand, and when I came back, I planted 100 trees in Kerry. Plastic pollution, eliminating plastic pollution. It's not such a huge issue in Scotland, but globally it is a mega issue. So if you can, eliminate single-use plastics. If you have to use single-use plastics, put them in a bag and take them to Tesco. Reusable drink bottles. For those of you who see me on a Sunday, you might think it's water. That's in my reusable drink water bottle, but you don't see the golden hue and the smell of peat that comes out of it, and the service gets better as it goes on, and I get more thirsty, and as I slake my thirst. Organised cleanups. How clean is Forfar? What's the surround like? And so on. Now, the church is a green church, has a green team. If you're interested in this, then please speak to us and join the green team. ESRAG is a Rotary group, but it's open to non-Rotarians. So if this is something that you're interested in, please give me a shout and we can talk about it. And, you know, lastly, think about your own behaviour, your own carbon footprint. So, electric car, solar panels. I use the Libby app to read the paper online. We try to recycle everything. We try to reduce food waste. We run our heating a degree or two down from 20 degrees. And if need be, we wear an extra jumper. But the most important thing, I think, is have a think about your carbon footprint. We believe in God, and we believe creation is God's creation. I think that has a fundamental obligation to all of us to look after the planet and try to leave it in a better state than we found it. A huge ask, but not an impossible ask. So, the environment. Take care of the environment, please. Start with your own behaviour. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good week. Wednesday, when this comes out, I hope you have a nice Wednesday. I'll maybe see some of you on Sunday. I look forward to that. And I'll be back next Wednesday. Okay, take care.